Welcome to Transformation Station. Today, in this bonus clip, we're simply going to look at this one question. What advice would you give to a leader who's stuck between fear of failure and fear of being seen? If you know someone, a leader, who right now is wrestling with fear of failure and fear of being seen, go ahead and send them this podcast right now. So let's talk. First of all, I want to say this. If you are feeling that tension, it means you're awake to your impact. And being awake to your impact or potential impact, that's not a flaw. That is actually leadership. But here's the truth. Both fears are rooted in the same lie. And this is the lie, that your worth depends on your performance. I know they've told you that your performance is what actually proves whether you're a leader or not. But again, that's not true. Fear of failure says, if I fall short, I'll lose credibility. Fear of being seen says, if I'm fully known, they'll see that I'm not enough. I can tell you, after 2 decades in organizational leadership, I have wrestled with both. And because now, 20 plus years later, I'm at the place that I'm at, having been tested and tried through various circumstances, I'm able to understand that my value does not depend on how I'm seen. How I'm seen. People will have different takes on me, on where I've come from, on how I lead, right? There's different personalities, different leadership styles. Got it. But how I'm seen does not determine my value. And it does not determine whether or not I can lead. So I want to remind you of what we can do if you find yourself wrestling with fear of failure and you find yourself wrestling with fear of being seen. Number one, reframe the fear. I had a powerful conversation with another leader this week about reframing the fear that her team was experiencing it. And instead of being very reactive and being harsh and coming down and being controlling, she stepped back and she, one, reminded them of the mission. 2, gave them an opportunity to quietly just recognize, see how they fit on the team and how their role contributed to the overall success of the team. Reframe the fear. Instead of trying to eliminate the fear, ask this question. What would leadership look like if I trusted that failure is feedback and visibility is influence? What would your leadership look like if you trusted that failure is feedback? It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to not meet the mission at times. It's okay to have to redo. And that visibility is influence. Yeah, they see you. You're not perfect, but that's a part of the influence. And what are you going to do with that influence? Let me tell you this. I can tell you from personal experience that when that mind shift is made, that mindset shift is made, that's everything. Oh my goodness. I got my energy back when I made that mindset shift. I got my clarity back when I made that mindset shift. So here's 3 pieces of practical advice that I want to give to every leader right now who finds themselves dwelling in between fear of failure and fear of being seen. Number 1, choose progressive exposure. What does that mean? That means just show up and show up authentically in low-risk spaces. Low-risk spaces look like a one-on-one conversation or a team huddle, a vulnerable sentence in an email. Build your tolerance for being seen. Your team, your people, your workspace, they have to see you. So create low-risk spaces, low-risk opportunities where you can be seen. Number 2, redefine failure as a data point. Failure is not the verdict. Failure is not a label. Failure is a lesson. It's a data point. So ask yourself, what did this failure, what did this team mistake, what did it teach me? What did this teach me becomes more valuable than what do they think of me? Ooh. And number 3, anchor to your purpose. Fear. It pulls the leader's focus towards self-protection. Purpose pulls you towards contribution. When you remember who you're serving and why, fear loses its volume. It loses its roar. It loses having priority over your mind and your thoughts and how you function and lead. So anchor to your purpose. Yes, it may be a tough time. It may be a tough season. You may be called to have answers that you don't have the answers for. It's okay. Just anchor to your purpose. Why am I here right now? What is it that I'm supposed to accomplish in this season? What impact can I have through the tough times? How can I still show up authentically every day? Bottom line, you can't influence from invisibility, and you cannot grow without grace for mistakes. That's a quote right here from Transformation Station. Original quote. You can't influence from invisibility, and you cannot grow without grace for mistakes. So step out, step up, not because you feel fully ready, but because you're choosing to trust that your voice matters more than your fear. And that's the kinds of leadership that creates impact and builds resilience.